Okay, if you're trying to get out of debt, get on a budget. If you're trying to save up for a house, get on a budget. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Tommie Marie if you're new here, and this is Money Talks. And for my returning subscribers, welcome back. This is a new series that we talked about. I took you guys' suggestions, and our first episode today is how to budget, because having a budget is your most important wealth building tool. Okay, if you're trying to get out of debt, get on a budget. If you're trying to save up for a house, get on a budget. Trying to retire by 45, step one is get on a budget. Find out where your money is going. So before we can talk about investing, okay, before we can talk about paying off debt, we need to talk about the budget. This topic has been done over and over and over again, but sometimes it's not the message, it's the messenger. So I'm going to give you guys my take on it. Tell you, moving to DC, oh, your girl, budget. Trying to decrease my student loan amount, budget, okay? Budget. So let's talk about it. So also in this video, we will actually be doing a budget. I'm not going to use my numbers, but I reached out to a friend and I was like, friend, can you tell me how much money you make, like roughly? Can you tell me how much expenses you pay, like roughly? Can you tell me how many personal expenses you have, like roughly, subscriptions? So I get all the information right here, okay? What is the first step to wanting to get on a budget, wanting to turn your financial life around? How do you do that? The first thing that you need to do is you need to find your why. Why do you want to get on a budget? Because if you don't have a purpose, if you do not have a goal in mind, if you don't have something that you are working towards, it is very difficult to stick to a budget. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Like when you start paying off debt, and you feel like all your money is going towards paying off the debt and you're not having fun, there has to be a why at the end of the tunnel, a destination you are trying to reach, a point in your life where you say, I'm done with this, and you get serious. So if you're not serious, this is not going to work, okay? So I need you to get serious. Again, that can be, boom, you want to get on a budget because you have a goal, like you want to buy a nice car, okay? Well, you may have to sacrifice for a little bit, you know, spare a couple mani pedis. Maybe you can't get an acrylic set, but maybe you can get you some gel polish. Maybe you want to put 30% down for your house down payment. Maybe you want to get out of debt, okay? You want to be debt free. You don't want to have to worry about nobody, nothing. You want to get to the point where if they cut your lights off, you still own the house. The house is yours, okay? If they cut your water off, the house is yours. Maybe you want to save for college. Maybe you want to save for your children's college. You don't got a 529 plan. So you need to be putting some money aside, okay? You don't want them to go into debt. You don't want them to rack up $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 in student loan debt. So you trying to get ahead of it. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty of this budget, okay? If you see me looking down, I have notes. After you have found your why, step number 2, you need to gather all your income, all your expenses. You need to be pulling 3 to 6 months worth of bank statements, debit card transactions, credit card transactions, bills, you know, gather those bills up. Those subscriptions, daily spending, get those receipts. When you go and purchase stuff from now on, when you go to Targets, when the grocery store say, do you want your receipt? Yes, you need to get it. You need to get it, and you need to track this thing. You need to track this. So again, first things first, gather all your income and expense information. Step 3, you need to write this information down in the aggregate, meaning you need to lump all your income together. If you get paid semi-monthly, okay, you need to put both those checks in the income section, okay? If you got a side hustle, you need to put that side hustle in the income section, okay? If you got bills, okay, you have a household category. You need to put lights, water, gas because it's getting cold. So you need to input all this item. You can write it down on a sheet of notebook paper. You can input it into a spreadsheet, which I will be doing later and showing you all how to do that. Your goal with putting all your bills and expenses in the aggregate in these different categories, every bit of income needs to be assigned into a category. Now again, after you have done all your bills and your expenses, what you're looking for, that money that you have left over, you need to assign that to a category. If you have debt that you're paying on, you may need to increase your minimum payment amount. Okay, if you have a car note that you are paying on, you know, maybe your goal is to be done a little faster, you need to add a bit of that extra income into that car payment amount. Again, every dollar needs to be accounted for. And you know what? There are several apps that can make this process easy for you. Mint is okay, but I hear every dollar is really good. I think you do have to pay for every dollar though. I haven't personally used it, but I'm considering it. Preferably, I think you should do your budget on your after-tax income. I wouldn't even worry about the gross. You know, you should know how much taxes and things are coming out your check. You definitely should know that. Maybe you need to adjust your withholdings, but definitely be mindful of how many taxes are coming out of your paychecks. If you are self-employed, then nobody's withholding taxes for you, and you should be putting around 25, 30 something percent. Okay, you should be putting that back and sending that, you know, to the IRS. I'm just saying, if you aren't withholding taxes and you're self-employed, maybe you're a new business owner, you should. So if you are self-employed, then definitely add that withholding category, tax withholding category, to your budget. It needs to be going into a separate account. Me, quarterly is really good because you're paying your taxes throughout the year versus them piling up on you. Okay, but you know, you get this self-employment tax deduct. What? This is not that video. We can talk about that in another video. But again, I say after-tax income is what you should base your budget off of. Before I see my net income, you know, my taxes, health insurance, and retirement investments have already been taken out. Okay, that has already been deducted from my paycheck, and every time I be like, but if they are not taken out, like I have just mentioned, then you need to account for these in your budget. So cover all your bases. So again, in another video, we'll go over, you know, different types of retirement vehicles, what you can invest in the different types, all those things like that. So we'll talk about how much you should be putting away and things like that. So those are my main tips right there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a budget based on someone who lives in Alabama. They are in their early 20s, early to mid 20s. Okay, they work a regular schedule. They are starting out in the healthcare field. Okay, that's the information that we're going to give. Let's do this budget. In a month, my friend brings home about $3,000, okay? And I have calculated their household expenses as $1,200. So if you can't relate to these numbers, that's fine. That's okay. Let's get into the personal monthly expenses. Okay, so that's income, household expenses, and let's go into personal expenses. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me add in, I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to add in Wi-Fi into the household expenses. So Wi-Fi is 45 bucks. So let me adjust my formula here to include that. Okay. So just going to boom, put that up there. Okay. Let's get into these personal expenses. So personal expense number one, let's say hair. This person they like to get their hair did, okay? They said they spend about $100 a month on getting their hair done. Nails. Nails is $100 as well. Okay, eating out. They probably spend about $80 eating out. Ortho, okay? So they have to pay $130 for ortho, like, you know, dental items. Shopping. Okay, wait, I want to put shopping before the ortho. Okay, so shopping, they really don't shop every month, they say, but usually for an occasion. So let's just say for this month they did go and spend $150. Okay, so they have a Best Buy, some sort of membership thing there. So we're going to put the Best Buy there. Let me make sure I mark off the ones that I have put on the list. It's something else. So the way I've written this out, phone bill. So let's put the phone bill in this section as well. The phone bill, ooh, child, is $180. Mine is $60. What y'all be doing out here? Okay, but I also have bought my phone outright. Oh, they did have to get a new phone. So okay, so yeah. So as we can see, it's going down a little bit. So I did go back and add their phone bill at the top. Okay, so the gym membership. They pay $10 for the gym. They have Netflix, which I be using. I got a profile. Thank you. Thank you. They also have Spotify. That's $9.99. We'll just say $10 to keep our numbers all rounded nicely. Okay, let's put that in the debt section. We're going to make a debt section as well, because credit card minimum payment. Credit card minimum, $75. Okay. So for savings, they try to save $200 a month, which we talked about, and we let them know that you need to up that. So let's see what this total is. I just wrote the numbers down a while ago. So let's see what these numbers talk about. Let's add in all that. Okay. That's not bad. Not bad. Okay, I think we have some leftover stuff, okay? Oh, I forgot. Let me go ahead and add a line in. I forgot they also have a stars subscription as well. So that's about $10. Let's go ahead and make sure we have that. So let me go ahead and fix up this budget and then we'll talk about it. So this is Brianna's budget, okay? If you can see, I've added a little goal section here because, again, like I said to y'all, I told y'all, you have to find your why. Why are you doing this, okay? Why are you doing this? The facts are, Brianna brings home about $3,000 after tax, okay? This is her net income, so insurance, taxes, retirement, all that has been taken out already. So she is left with $3,000 of income in a month, okay? So that's paid bi-weekly, but we're just gonna lump all income together. That's the only income that she has. Household expenses. Background on Brianna. Brianna does not live alone and she does not tackle all the expenses herself. So things like food is something that food and groceries is something that she doesn't have to pay for out of her pocket because the other person who lives with her handles that portion. So again, also I meant to mention this earlier, but you need to do your budget. When you sit down and do your budget, you should do your budget every month, okay? You need to know month by month, okay, how much, because budgets can fluctuate. They don't have to be static, okay? Your bills may not be the same every month. So make sure you need to set a time, okay, top of the month, right before the month starts, whatever. Calculate your income, your expenses, and every month do your budget. I also wanted to say, whoever helps you pay the bills should be included in this process, okay? Maybe it's you and your husband, you and your fiance, whoever you split these bills with. Maybe both of y'all need to be talking about the budget together. It may not be you guys literally doing the budget together, but at least discussing what you're contributing to the household that month. That needs to be in the budget. Like, my portion is this, your portion is this. Like, it should all be accounted for. Now, this budget that I'm showing you guys is a happy ending, but sometimes you will do a budget. Sometimes it can be a situation where you do your budget and you find out that you are in the hole, okay? You find out that you have way too many expenses and not enough income. Go over Brianna's budget and then we'll talk about the logistics of everything else. So Brianna brings home take-home pay about $3,000. Brianna does have a goal to move to a new city next summer. It's it's October now, so about July or something, Brianna want to be out of where she's at, okay? So her household expenses, okay, so their household expenses comes to about $13.75, okay? So again, $3,000 of income. Total household expenses was $13.75. So my little formula here, which was income minus total household expenses, this leaves her with $1,625 left over, $1,625 left. Okay, so she's pretty good. At this point, her bills are paid. Okay, so she has some fun money. Let's see what she's doing with the rest of her money. I just want to note, I do not actually know how much debt Brianna has. I don't know the specifics of her case, but yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I do know that she has student loans, but they are not going to be included in this budget. I do not know the exact amount of that, and she is not actively making payments. Which is fine. We don't judge over here. I just want to show you a basic budget. So I don't know if you guys want me to help you with your budgets, we can talk about that too. But this is a basic budget. I gathered as much information as I could, and let's see what we can uncover. Okay. Her total personal expenses comes to $534. Okay. That's personal. And then we have her debt. Her debt includes a credit card minimum payment of $75. So again, I don't know the specifics of her debt. I didn't want to be too nosy, okay? But she has a minimum payment of $75. And ortho. She does see an orthodontist. So she pays the orthodontist $130. And I put it under debt because this is something that will eventually, once it's paid off, she will not have to pay it anymore. So I put it under debt. So that's $130. So her total debt that I know about is $205. In a month, she likes to save $200, so she'll put away $200 into her savings account. So after all of that, y'all, income minus her household expenses, minus her personal expenses, minus her debt, and minus her savings, she has $686 left over. Based on her goals, what I would recommend Brianna to do is to bump up her savings. Again, we discussed that every dollar needs to be accounted for. And like I said above, we said that her goal was to move to a new city by next summer. How many months until July? Okay, she has 8 months, okay? $700 times 8 months is, okay, so let's say her goal is to save. Okay, so if she took her leftover cash and add a little more to it, cut from another category, she can actually, I think her ortho I think is coming to an end, so that'll free up some money for her. But based on this budget, I would recommend that she basically increase her savings to $800. Right, and that leaves $86. So I would probably, since I have $86 left, I feel like that minimum payment is a little high for a credit card. I don't know, so I'm thinking she should probably throw any extra money towards, you know, a little debt as well. You know, that'll help out with the move. 75 plus 86, so let's just say she puts about, you know, boom. Okay, so now we have no money left over. Let's say we bump her savings up to $800 a month, and we are making $161 credit card payments now. So it's no longer a minimum. We have increased her credit card payment, and she has no money left. So again, saving $800 a month for 8 months will give her $64 towards her move, and I think that is pretty doable. I must say that I moved to DC from Alabama. I pretty much saved about $6,000. That's how much I felt like a move would cost me. And it was enough. It was definitely enough. I had money left over. I bought new furniture. With that $6,000, I paid amenity fees. I paid rent. I did everything I needed to do. I was in Target buying everything. I was on Amazon buying everything, and I had enough to move from Alabama to DC. It was $6,000. I set up separate accounts to do that though. I put in a bank account that I never hardly ever touch. And I think there's still some funds over there, but I just pretend like it's not there, because if I ever come up on a rainy day, I like knowing that I can pull from these random sources. But that's just me. My budget is a little unconventional. The goal is to have a budget, period, okay? So we solved Brianna's problem, okay? Brianna had a lot of money left over. And again, we don't know the specifics of her debt situation, but that minimum payment increasing that minimum payment would help her with her debt, especially if she's not racking up more debt. Her goal, I didn't have in her goals to pay off debt. Her goal was to move to a new city by summer. So that's what she is stacking money towards. You may not always be in a situation like Brianna, okay? Your budget, maybe the first time you do a budget, it may break you. You may realize that you have way more expenses than you have income. And then that's when you do your bare bones budget. Your bare bones budget is you need to cut out, you can't eat out no more. Maybe you need to get you some TV dinners, rice and beans, okay? Listen, I love a good Dinty Moore beef stew. To this day, y'all, if y'all watch the vlogs, I can definitely afford more than that, but it's just good, okay? But you have to do what you have to do. So if you find yourself in a situation where your budget, where your expenses are more than your income, the first thing you need to do is cut out all the eating out, cut out hair, cut out nails, cut out anything that is not your four walls. Your four walls is your house, okay? When you do your bare bones budget, where you just cover your four walls, make sure you have food to eat and somewhere to sleep with lights and water and stuff, you still may not, it could be a situation where you still do not have enough money. If that is the case, you have an income problem. And when you have an income problem, you need to be doing side hustles. You need to get a better paying job. You're going to have to increase your income. If you're okay after you cover your four walls and you didn't take any of the other stuff out, then you have a spending problem. You need to maybe be saving more. You need to be maybe paying off more debt instead of going out and having fun with your friends. It just depends, okay? But again, you need to account for every dollar and understand where your money is going. I hope this video was helpful for you all. I enjoyed making it. We can talk more about budgets if you want. If you want to send me your budget and we go through it together on camera, I can change your name. I can change your name. Maybe we'll make it a series. I don't know. But we can talk about it. My email is in the description box below. It's always there. Please don't spam me though. Don't spam me. You're gonna get trashed if it's spam. Okay, don't spam me, but definitely something serious. You need help with your budget, or you want me to make a video and go over it, I can offer suggestions. You may get the budget done before the video even goes out, so we have talked about it beforehand, and we'll all that good stuff. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. My camera's actually dying, so thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. I think the next topic up is getting out of debt. Thank you so much for you guys' support, and I hope this series is successful for my channel. You guys know I'm an accounting major, so your girl, I love a good number. I love a little money number. I may not like math, but I love a little money. I love a little when we talk a little money. Okay? So I'll see you guys soon. Again, this has been Money Talks with Tommie Marie, and I'll see you in the next video.